With spring here and the grass starting to green up, I want to take a quick moment to share a tip with you guys that's going to ensure that you get the best possible result this season. I see a lot of you online, picking out your fertilizers, picking out your biostimulants, and I'm getting a lot of questions both in the comments and also in the live streams around what products to use on your lawn. While it's important, while soil testing is super important, choosing the proper fertilizers is important, and using biostimulants can definitely help improve the quality of your turf grass. I also want to help you guys remember that there's one thing that you absolutely got to do that will make all that stuff come together, and that's frequent mowing. So in this video, we're going to talk about how often to mow, how to choose the correct cutting height, and also share a couple of tips that will help you get the best possible result when mowing your lawn. Let's get started. So the first topic we're going to cover is how often should I mow my grass? As a general rule, you're going to want to mow at least twice per week. Now, I know for a lot of you, this is your first year getting into taking care of your lawn, and you're one of those people that really only mowed your lawn right before you're going to get a nasty gram from the house association. But really, twice per week mowing is the minimum amount that's required to have a great looking lawn. As a general rule, if you're waiting until the grass looks like it needs to be mowed, you waited way too long. That kind of ties into our second talking point, which is how tall should I mow my grass? Because really, the frequency of mowing and cutting height are very, very closely correlated. If you take a grass like St. Augustine for warm season grass or a fescue for cool season grass, those grasses really are designed to be cut at heights of 3 inches and above. So say you're cutting yours at 4 inches, 4.5 inches, you can really get by with that twice per week mowing. That's gonna work just fine. Reason being is that the trick to keeping your lawn looking nice between mowings is to never remove more than 1/3 the length of the grass at any given time. For taller grasses like St. Augustine and fescue, twice per week mowing is going to work pretty well because you've got about 1 inch to play with. Now, what happens when you get into some of the shorter cut turf like your rye, your Kentucky bluegrass, for warm season turf like zoysia like I have here, or my glorious Bermuda, which I love oh so much? Those grasses really thrive at cutting heights of 1.5 inches or lower. To be able to cut much lower than 1.5 inches and have the turf look good is going to require that you use the correct type of mower. It's called a reel mower. I've got tons of videos on that, and I'll have either links in the description or a card up here now where you can learn more about reel mowers and different types and how to choose one. But as a general rule, for zoysia or Bermuda, if you are cutting it at the shorter heights, which again, 1.5 inches or lower, that is where we're getting into you're increasing your mowing frequency. So let's say you're mowing your zoysia at 1 inch, or you're mowing your Bermuda at 1 inch. Now, instead of having, 1 inch of headroom to play with, now we've got 1/3 of an inch. So that twice per week mowing will work for the first part of the growing season. We're in April now. April into May, you should be fine with twice per week mowing. But really, once you start getting into the hotter parts of the summer, where the grass is growing more aggressively, that's where you start getting on that every other day cuttings. So that's really what it's gonna take as you start taking the cutting height down more and more. If you're like me where you're cutting at in the 3/4 of an inch range, if you think about that, the 1/3 rule in my case is 1/4 of an inch. Something just to keep in mind as far as choosing your cutting height. As a general rule, the little rhyme for you to remember, the lower you go, the more you have to mow. So if you don't wanna mow your grass that often, keep it taller. If you wanna get on that golf course lawn life where you're mowing at 1 inch or less, that's when really as temps get higher, you're gonna have to mow more frequently. Now, there's a couple of tips that you also need to know as far as getting the best results. So we've got, mowing frequency covered, how to choose the correct cutting height covered. The next thing we really want to get into to help you get good results is really around your equipment. So if you are cutting fescue or St. Augustine or some grass that a rotary mower is the best tool for the job, a key thing that's commonly overlooked is the importance of keeping your equipment sharp. You gotta remember, every time you mow your lawn, you're injuring the grass. Like if you look at the zoysia here, like I've been cutting this with the scissors, just like my little planter, my little project. But the cleaner the cut that you can make on the grass, the quicker it's gonna heal, the less chance you have of injury, the less chance you have of disease and fungus and those types of things becoming an issue. So as you begin mowing more frequently, the importance of your equipment being sharp becomes really important. So again, for your rotary mower, ensure that, at the beginning of the season at least, either change out the blade or get it sharpened. For your reel mower, you want to get it sharpened at the beginning of the season, and then if necessary, you can backlap. But the big thing is ensuring that your equipment is nice and sharp. You want to be cutting the grass, not tearing it, not stretching it, not pinching it. You want to ensure that you're causing as little injury to the turf as much as possible, because that is going to help you maintain that green color between mowings. Another tool you can also consider incorporating into your lawn care program is plant growth regulator. It's a specialized product that you apply to your lawn that can reduce mowing or reduce how quickly the grass grows by up to 50%. It's not hard to use, and it's another tool you can use to help get yourself the best possible lawn. All things being equal, in your quest to dominate your neighborhood, remember, he or she who mows most wins.